Good evening, my friends. We are live. This is the Eli King Show. Our motto is live free or die, and this is alternative news media. And today we will be talking about the Common Core education system, as well as a particular tyrannical principle from PS 137 here in Manhattan in District 1. Yes, this tyrannical principle, my children went to this school. They are no longer going to this school because of this principal who has failed our children 3 years in a row, I mind you. And I believe there's a rule somewhere in there where if your school fails 3 years in a row, a principal needs to be replaced. So if you live in Manhattan and you live in District 1, I advise that you contact your superintendent as well as contact the chancellor's office and the district office to complain about your principal or any other teachers who may be failing your children. Because yes, what they did to me was repugnant, was disgusting, was appalling. What they did to me, was they said my kids were failing in school, and one day my kid goes to the playground, scratches his face, goes to school, and instead of the school calling me up to ask what happened, they call Children's Services on my ass. So I get a knock at the door. Hey, Children's Services, you're being accused of abuse. Yes, of course. And, of course, the tyrannical ACS lady comes in, and she sees that it's just a scratch, it's foolish, obviously not abuse. So then she brings up educational neglect. And she tells me that because my kids are failing, it's called educational neglect, and that my case can be indicated because of this. But we'll get to the Chancellor's rules on educational neglect in a little while, just to show that the ACS lady, the Children's Services lady, lied to me and will lie to you to get you put in this system. It's worse than a sex offenders list, okay? You can't get a job with a daycare center, you can't get a job with the courts, you can't get a job with the police department, you can't get a job working with children, okay? And they just want to put you in this system. So you gotta fight. So when they threaten to leave back your kids, like they did not promote my 2 children this year because of this tyrannical principal from PS 137, Miss Rodriguez, who needs to be fired. And yeah. And basically, she tried to blackmail me because I wouldn't sign an IEP form, basically giving them rights to put my kids in some sort of special education program, even though they got evaluated. And my son, who's in 2nd grade, supposed to be getting promoted to 3rd grade, he's at a 4th grade level, according to their own evaluation. But still, because I refused to sign this form, she refused to promote my son, even though we agreed on if his behavior changed and his work ethic changed, and which it did because he received awards for it. And, well, she lied. She's a liar. She's condescending. She's unethical. She is a tyrant. And, yeah, you want to fail my kids' report cards and then call ACS and saying, I'm educationally neglecting my children? No, you're educationally neglecting our children, okay? Now let's go to this report card of PS 137, since they want to, you know, bring up these bogus report cards on my children, say that they're failing even though they're at a 4th grade level. Let's go to the report card of PS 137. Miss Melissa Rodriguez, as you see there on the top left-hand corner. The school is at 293 East Broadway. You can call her at 646-602-2140. And, of course, this was back in 2011. The progress report grade was an F. She failed our children. Student performance, F. D. She failed. Overall grade, an F. All right, let's go to the next year. I believe it's 2012. And show, the very next year, she improved a little. She got a C. But if you scroll down to the student performance, D. School environment, F. Overall grade is a C. That is still failing. She failed once again, second year in a row. Now let's go to 2013, where it got even worse. Overall, she dropped 4 points. Even though it's a C, the student performance is still a D. Okay? She failed our children again. And she wants to accuse me of educational neglect? I do not think so. You should be fired, and you should be ashamed of yourself. You call yourself a principal. I believe there is a rule, like I said, if your school fails 3 years in a row, I believe it is fair to have that principal removed, okay? You know, she may have a family to feed and all that, and I feel for that. So maybe not fire her, but she definitely needs to resign or remove or go back to teaching because she is not an efficient principal. Okay? And if you have a tyrannical principal in your district, in District 1, I want you to write this person, the superintendent of District 1, throw up her information there. Her name is Daniela Phillips. She is the superintendent of District Number 1, and she is at 166 Essex Street, New York, New York. Actually, room 136, New York, New York, 1002. You can also call her at 212-353-2948. You can also email her at dphill@schools.nyc.gov. Take your time to write this down, because while you write this down, I'm actually going to call that number right now live on air to make a live complaint. I'm pretty sure she's not going to be there, but like I said, we're going to call up and make a complaint against this tyrannical principal, Miss Rodriguez, who should indeed be fired for lying. And also, my son states at one time she grabbed him while he was trying to go to the bathroom and violently shook him. Okay? Luckily, she's not a man, because had it been a Mr. Principal, ooh, child. All right, let's call this number here. Oh boy, this should be fun. You could go back on screen there. We'll get the. All right, here we go. We're calling the superintendent's office, Miss Daniela Phillips. We'll leave a message. You gotta fight back. You gotta fight back, boys and girls. That's how we do it.
You have voice number Violet Richardson, assistant to the superintendent of District 1, Daniela Phillips. I am away from my desk on the phone, but if you leave your name, telephone number, and a detailed message, I will get back to you as soon as possible.
Yes, hello, my name is Eli, and we are live on the air. This is the Eli King Show. You can just type that into YouTube. I wrote you a letter earlier, I believe on the 26th of June, Mrs. Superintendent Phillips, and I wanted to complain about the principal, Miss Melissa Rodriguez, who has failed our children 3 years in a row. I got the progress reports right here. We just showed them on my show. And she has the balls to fail my children, okay? I believe she's the one who has failed my children. She accused me of abusing my son. She also accused me, or the Children's Services and the school board accused me, or the principal accused me of educational neglect. I think this is appalling. The principal needs to be investigated. And you can call me back next week, because I do a show live every Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My number is 212-245-7273 if you want to call back and have a live response to this, because like I said, this principal needs to be removed, or she needs to resign, because she has failed our children. I think maybe she was put in there on purpose so the school can fail, so that they can turn it into a charter school. I don't know what the hell is going on. But anyway, I thank you for your time, Ms. Superintendent, and I hope to hear from you soon, and I hope to see some action and progress so that our children can have a future. Thank you very much, and have a nice day. All right, there you go. That's how you fight back. And later I will be calling the chancellor. I already sent him an email. I sent the superintendent an email. And let's throw up that info one more time for people who want to contact or call the superintendent, Daniela Phillips, at 166 Essex Street. You can write her a letter, room 136, New York, New York, 1002, or give her a call, 212-353-2948. Or you can email her at dphilli@schools.nyc.gov. All right. And if you have any other questions, you can give me a call live. I'm live right now, 212-245-7273. Or you can email me at the Eli King Show at AOL.com if you need any further help or assistance with your tyrannical school in District 1. You see, because this is how we do. All right. Yes, it's very upsetting, and I do not like the Common Core educational system. And let's go back a little to the educational neglect part. You see, because when the Children's Services caseworker officer knocked on my door and accused me of educational neglect, I was dumbfounded. I was just like shocked. And then I did a little research on my own, and I went to the Chancellor's Rules of the Board of Education. Now let's punch up the Chancellor's Rules, and let's look up the definition of educational neglect. All right. If you just scroll down, educational neglect is considered to be the failure of a person or person legally responsible of a child to ensure prompt and regular attendance in school, or the keeping of a child out of school for intermissible reasons, resulting in an adverse effect on the child's educational progress or imminent danger of such an adverse effect. So therefore, educational neglect has nothing to do with you, the parent, teaching your children or not teaching your children, okay? It only has to do with attendance. And when I brought this up to the Children's Services lady about 3 weeks ago, and I told her I was going to hire an attorney, she hasn't returned my call since. I haven't heard anything. Meanwhile, she said she was going to visit my apartment at least once a week. But when you fight back against Children's Services, they don't return your calls and they stop showing up to your apartment. So you got to stop standing there like little sheeple, and you got to learn how to fight back against these tyrannical, tyrant sons of bitches, okay? Because that's all they are. They want to put you in the system, they want to run your lives, and they want to tell you how to raise your children. I'm going to have to homeschool my children now. My wife is going to have to quit her job to homeschool my children because the Board of Education has failed them, okay? I can do better off on my own. All right? And even the Washington Post agrees. I have a letter, actually an article dated June 27th by Valerie Strauss of the Washington Post. And it's titled, A Disturbing Look at Common Core Test in New York. Yes, the promise of new standardized tests aligned to the Common Core standards was that they would show which students were ready for college and career and which weren't. But according to John Murphy, a former English teacher, the assistant principal of Southside High School in New York, and he coordinates the school's IB program, he basically states that the Common Core curriculum is a failure, okay? Common Core does not work, okay? This is what is failing our children as well, okay? So maybe it's not Mrs. Rodriguez, but I think it is because, like I said, she was condescending. She lied to my face. She called Children's Services without contacting the parent. That is very unprofessional in my eyes because we're supposed to have a good parent-teacher rapport reputation. But that does not go on, you see. They are government agents who all they want to do is involve government in your lives. They worship Obama. They are these democratic so-called liberals who believe the best thing for you is to have government involved in your life. Okay? So back to this article by the Washington Post. It also states, congratulations to the New York State Education Department. Officials there have solved the college remediation problem. Their Common Core graduation tests are so rigorous that and have a new passing score, actually. Yes, for students graduating in 2022 set so high that only about 1 in 4 students will graduate high school. Yes, this is what I call the deliberate dumbing down of America. Charlotte Iserby wrote a book about this. This is what they're doing. They are deliberately dumbing down our children so that they can fail in society. They want this country to fail, you see. Our schools, especially this school, PS 137, used to be a great school. They scored. You can go back and go on the website and type in your school's portal. It could be any school. PS19. Go to Google. Type in PS19 portal. PS 142 portal. It'll bring you to their website where you can see their report cards and you can see how they're failing our children. And like this article says, by 2022, only 1 in 4 students will graduate high school because of the Common Core curriculum. And our principal and our teachers and mostly parents are doing nothing about it. I sat there and I had to express myself so loudly at the last day of school, and you had a few parents who agreed with me, but the other parents are just there like sheep, like, bah, we do anything you say. We love Obama. Yes, we are liberals. They think they're liberal, but they are not liberal. They do not know the meaning of a real liberal, a Thomas Jefferson liberal, a George Washington liberal. People who believe in constitutional God-given right. Damn it. So like I said, I encourage you to fight back against this Common Core and educational system. I've wasted so much time on it already. It just sickens me so damn much. It just sickens me. And like I said, I'll say it for the last time, Miss Melissa Rodriguez from PS 137, you should be put in the Hall of Shame, and you need to be fired because you are a tyrannical, lying, condescending bitch. Yeah, I said it. It's my First Amendment. You gotta love America, and you gotta love alternative news. Okay? You just messed with the wrong investigative reporter. All right. And we'll talk more about this in the coming weeks, okay, my friends and my family and all my viewers out there. Anybody want to give me a call? 212-245-7273. All right, let's move on. Let's move on now away from the criminal Common Core curriculum. Shock video. Cop respects constitutional rights. Yes, this sergeant, in a timely manner, reminder of how some law enforcement still value their oath. A video shows a sheriff's deputy respecting a man's right to film in public area after he had been detained by the federal government. Yeah, let's go to the video so that people can see what I'm talking about.
You, sir. That's fine.
I'm Staff Sergeant Guthrie from the Lance County Sheriff's Office.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you. Can you tell me what's going on?
I was just taking pictures of the F-16, the static display and stuff like that, and I guess they don't like it very much. So.
I understand. They need to go back and read the Constitution, I believe.
Thank you. Good deal.
Not a problem. I'm not angry with you, not upset with you,
all right.
And you're not doing anything illegal as far as I'm concerned. Of course, you know, they get a little excited. But like I said, you're on a public access area. You could have a telephoto lens. It could go anywhere in there. It don't matter.
Right.
You're not violating any law. You're not violating the Constitution. You're not violating anything like that. So
Okay. God bless you, Sergeant.
Hey, man, no problem.
Thank you.
Like I say, I do.
How do you guys stand these bugs out here?
It's South Georgia. We get used to it.
Goodness gracious.
42 years worth, and I get used to it. And this older fella coming down here, he's not with you, is he?
He's my friend, yes.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Are y'all from around here?
See, I'm not going to answer too many questions. I appreciate you being nice, but
that's fine. Yes,
I'm not going
you don't have to answer any question I ask you. No, sir.
Thank you. I like to remain silent as far as that goes.
Not a problem.
I'm just out here just taking pictures.
Yes, sir. Well, like I said, I don't have a minute of trouble with that. That's
Okay.
right.
But, you know what? I'll go ahead and be honest with you. It is. I work for photography. It's not a crime.
Yes, sir.
Out of Miami.
Yes, sir.
And we conduct First Amendment tests.
Yes, sir.
We'll go to places where typically what happens is I'll get a message about somebody saying, "Hey, I was out here taking pictures. They threatened to arrest me. They snatched my camera. They deleted my stuff like that." So
violation of your constitutional rights.
Right. So then what I'll do is I'll say, okay, well, if I can, I'll go check it out and test it. So that's what I'm doing.
I
watch
that stuff all the time on YouTube. So
okay, so
yes, sir. I'm
good man.
versed. And like you say, there are people out there. There really are people out there that do that.
Yeah.
Just know
That's
there are
good.
some educated folks out here to carry a basic gun.
Right. Oh yeah, I come across those too. Matter of fact, I think the second or third most viewed video I have is of a good cop.
Yes, sir.
That was.
I wish we could all be that way. I really do.
All right.
We're not out here. We're not out here.
All right, well, there you go. Unfortunately, we're running out of time, but there you go. You have good cops out there. Not all cops are bad. Bravo to this brave sheriff's deputy and all the police officer and peace officers out there who honor their oath and stand up for the people's constitutional rights, because that's what this country is about. The Constitution, my friends. Okay? The Constitution. Oh, I get fired up when it's my Constitution. I should have the right to do what I want, okay? If I want to send my kids to school unvaccinated, that is my God-given right. If I want to keep my children out of special education and out of your Common Core criminal curriculum, that is my right. God bless the Constitution. All right, let's move on to the next article here that I have. Nanny state suffers a blow in New York. Court overturns soda ban. Yes, in the New York Court of Appeals, the highest court in the state, has overturned a ban on the sale of large soda that was imposed at the behest of Michael Bloomberg in the year 2012. Who said the law was a response to childhood obesity, even though you could still get large diet sodas which have aspartame and sucralose in it, which has been proven to give you diabetes a lot faster. Okay, the diet soda is actually worse than the regular soda. Okay, so when you go to McDonald's or you order a burger and order all this garbage and order a Diet Coke with it, it just doesn't make sense. You might as well order regular soda. Regular soda is actually healthier than diet soda, my friends. So don't let the nanny state regulate our rights and tell us what to do, what to drink, what to wear, how to think, and just keep fighting back. Because there are good people out here, like me, like you who are watching out there. I know you're out there. I know you're good. That's why you're watching. Because you love America. I love America. This is the greatest country in the world. And now you can give me liberty or give me death, okay? Because I will always fight the tyrants, okay? Because, what's the saying? Resistance to tyrants is obedience to God, okay? That's one of my mottos. I believe that's a quote from Thomas Jefferson or Ben Franklin, I believe. But it is so true. It is so true. And the more you resist, the more you stand up for yourself, the more you help wake up your neighbors, the more they back off. Okay? Don't let government run your life. We, the people, are the government. All right, next article by Paul Joseph Watson. United Nations accelerates plan for global gun confiscation after collapse. Yeah, the United Nations is gearing up for gun confiscation in the event of societal collapse. Yes, they put out these job postings on the United Nations Career Opportunities page, and they're trying to hire disarmament and demobilization officers. Basically, these guys will go out to the civilian population who have legal firearms, registered firearms, or any kind of firearms, and they will try to confiscate them from the people illegally, okay? And they may use foreign troops to do this. They may use Russian foreign troops or Chinese foreign troops with blue helmets to go door to door and confiscate your guns. And if you disagree, they may try to shoot you down. They may try to throw you in a FEMA camp. They may send a drone over to send a hellfire missile through your window. Who knows? Obama loves those drones. He loves killing American citizens. And like I said last week, the backlash is coming on Obama. His own people are turning on him faster than I can say I don't know what. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Because the truth is finally coming out. Okay? The truth will set you free, my friends. And that's all I deal here with. The truth. This is real news. The mainstream media, the dinosaur mainstream media, NBC, Fox, they're all dying. Nobody's watching you anymore. No, everybody's going to the Drudge Report or to InfoWars or all these other alternative news websites, WorldNet Daily. All right. Hit the bumper music. We're about out of time. We got 1 minute left. All right, last article. Oregon celebrates Independence Day with no refusal blood checkpoints. Yes, they're going to celebrate these are bad cops now. They're going to celebrate our Independence Day by stopping your car and drawing your blood against your will, okay? In Oregon, on Independence Day, no less. How disgusting and repugnant is this? If this was going on in New York, you would have to drag me in jail, strap me down, get the judge to sign the fucking, excuse my language, it just makes me so angry, the warrant to draw my blood and my urine, because it ain't happening. Alright, we're out of time, people. I love you. Join me next week and every week, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on MNN.org. God bless America. God save the United States Constitution. And if you have received this transmission, then you are the resistance. Yeah, it's the we will be talking about the Common Core education system as well as a particular tyrannical principle from PS 137 here in Manhattan in District 1. Yes, this tyrannical principle, my children went to this school. They are no longer going to this school because of this principal who has failed our children 3 years in a row, I mind you. And I believe there's a rule somewhere in there where if your school fails 3 years in a row, a principal needs... Good evening, my friends. We are live. This is the Eli King Show. Our motto is live free or die, and this is alternative news media. And today in school, and one day my kid goes to the playground, scratches his face, goes to school, and instead of the school calling me up to ask what happened, they call Children's Services on my ass. So I get a knock at the door. Hey, Children's Services, you're being accused of abuse. Yes, of course. And of course, the tyrannical ACS lady comes in, and she sees that it's just a scratch, it's foolish, obviously not abuse. So then she brings up it needs to be replaced. So if you live in Manhattan and you live in District 1, I advise that you contact your superintendent as well as contact the chancellor's office and the district office to complain about your principal or any other teachers who may be failing your children. Because yes, what they did to me was repugnant, was disgusting, was appalling. What they did to me, see, was they said my kids were failing educational neglect. And she tells me that because my kids are failing, it's called educational neglect, and that my case can be indicated because of this. But we'll get to the Chancellor's rules on educational neglect in a little while, just to show that the ACS lady, the Children's Services lady, lied to me and will lie to you to get you put in this system. It's worse than a sex offenders list, okay? You can't get a job at a daycare center, you can't get a job at the courts,